Hello everyone, I'm going to be sharing a data-driven remediation plan that is developed for a third grade student who has strengths when it comes to decoding and comprehension, but is struggling when it comes to reading fluency, her vocabulary, and some of her comprehension. This is important to go through and show where she is having specific learning gaps that can be used to help provide a more targeted instruction that aligns when it comes to the student's needs, and where she needs more focused instruction. The student is interested when it comes to horses and drawing, so I will be incorporating those into her remediation plan when it comes to providing her with an individualized practice and progress, giving her engaging activities and assessments with ongoing communication with her family to help with the student's support and growth, and showing that she's moving forward with her grading level. I'm going to go through and create a long-term, a short-term goal, and give different technology-based tools that the student can use. Giving a short-term goal which works with the student, getting her words per minute up and her accuracy level depending on her grade level when it comes to passages will be more working with the short-term goal. A long-term goal is going to be providing her with more of a fluency when it comes to her vocabulary and comprehension, making sure that she is scoring 80 or above when it comes to her assessments, and making sure she's meeting her third grade benchmarks. I will be also adding in a technology-based tools have become more advanced, especially when it comes to students these days and age. I feel like it's a more interactive and excited about the activity. Providing her with the Reading Natural Live. This is a program that goes through and allows students to read a passage that is read to them in a fluent way that they can hear it as many times as they like. They will then go back and read the passage themselves, and also then they can read it out loud to themselves as an independent activity. This is going to help reduce her anxiety and also get her more comfortable when it comes to speaking and reading aloud in a classroom. This also is going to provide not only feedback for me as a teacher, but also feedback for her to see where her progress is and her level of accuracy and words per minute, and keeping track of all this. I'm going to be giving her two different activities. One's going to be a repeated reading and fluency practice, and one's going to be a vocabulary and comprehension sketch note. The first activity, she is going to go through and read a passage about horses that she will be able to go through and model and practice her different fluency, tracking her words, and seeing how many words she can get per minute. This is going to help support her comprehension, but also help her focus more on her understanding when it comes to reading. The second activity I'll be using will be a vocabulary and comprehension sketch note. This is where the student, I will be tying in her love for drawing. She'll be going through and finding key vocabulary words that she will then use on vocabulary cards and draw out different pictures that she can use to help have a better understanding and what she can use to represent the word. At the end of it, she's going to write a tiny sentence that is using that vocabulary word so she gets a better understanding of where she's at. She will then complete a graphic organizer that's going to go through the main ideas, supporting details, and a written summary to make sure she understands what she's actually reading and get her more engaged in the activity. Different essential and informal assessments I will be using would be like running records, exit tickets, and progress monitoring. Exit tickets and progress monitoring are probably my two favorites. Exit tickets are a great thing to use at the end of a lesson or the end of the class day, where a student can jot down a brief vocabulary word, how they use it in a sentence, and leave it with you, so then you're able to see the student's progress and where the student is standing and what their understanding is of that vocabulary word. Another thing I really like is progress monitoring. You're able to go ahead and store everything from what the student has done between her work, assessments, assignments, activities that she's done, and save it all in a folder that she can look back at, you can look back at. This is also a great tool to use when you want to build up an instruction that's more individualized towards the student and the student's need, and using that to show her where her progress is at and be able to help build up her confidence, and she feels more comfortable of where she is at in the lesson. You can also use progress monitoring to show the parent by having either a bi-weekly email or a bi-weekly parent conference where the parents come in. You can go through everything the student is learning, where their grade level is at, where their proficiency is at, how many words per minute she is receiving, and so on. So they're able to feel more a part of what's going on. The student and teacher and parent relationship is being grown, but also lets them understand where the student's level is at. And you can also give insight to ways that they can help in the household if they want to be more interactive with her learning. Overall, I created this remediation plan for the student to be in a more engaging and fun activity by also trying to help build up her confidence and not focus on all of her struggles, but also tying in struggles with something she really enjoys to hopefully help build up that fluency and comprehension skills that she's needing and make it more fun when it comes to learning her vocabulary words. So overall, I think this would be a great way for her to be interactive with her assignment and hopefully can help her build up her proficiency when it comes to grade level reading.